welcome back to Decode's Concept Corner. I'm Sophie, one of our lead literacy mentors here, and I'm going to be talking about finger stretching today. A couple weeks ago, if you've seen our episode on segmenting, we learned how to break apart the sounds in a word. Finger stretching is a strategy that we teach all of our decoders early on to make sure that they're segmenting quickly and accurately. Finger stretching is something they can use whether they're at school, at home, or at Decode Project. So let's get started. With finger stretching, students will use their non-dominant hand to stretch one sound per finger going from left to right. So for example, since I'm right-handed, I would use my left hand and going from left to right. So I'll start on the thumb. So if my word was cat, I would go k, a, t. So I have 3 fingers up because cat has 3 sounds. Or if a student is left-handed, they'll use their right hand starting on the thumb and they would go k, a, t. Let's go through some more examples together. So again, for a right-handed student, they'll use their left hand with their palm facing them. Let's try the word mat. A, t. There are 3 sounds in the word mat. For a left-handed student, they'll use their right hand with their palm facing away. So if they did the word bag, it would look like b, a, g. For more advanced decoders, they'll be able to finger stretch words with more sounds, such as 4 or 5 sounds. For example, the word frog would look like f, a, g. Can you try finger stretching the word cab? That's right. K, a, b. One important thing to note with finger stretching is that we do 1 sound per finger, not necessarily 1 letter. So we want our decoders to focus on listening to the words and finger stretching the sounds rather than focusing on spelling for right now. So for example, if we finger stretch the word ship, we would do sh, I, p. So even though we may know that there are 4 letters in the word ship, we only have 3 sounds. We're going to do this activity to practice finger stretching some words and deciding how many sounds they have. This activity right here could be for more advanced decoders because we're including some 4 sound words, but for more early readers, we could use just 2 and 3 sound words and still practice finger stretching our sounds. So let's try our first word. We have the word key. Let's finger stretch it. K, E. So we have 2 sounds. Can you try with the word light? L, I, t. 3 sounds. What about the word lock? L, a, k. 3 sounds again. Let's try the word snail. S, n, a, o. 4 sounds. That's a trickier one. What about the word bug? If you got 3 sounds, that's correct. B, g. At home, you could also do the same thing using nonsense words or without using pictures, and you'll just ask your decoder to finger stretch the word and decide how many sounds are in it. Let's do one last example. We have the word tie. T, I. 2 sounds. Now that we've seen some examples of how to finger stretch, let's go over some tips and tricks you can use when you're practicing at home with your decoders. One thing to note is that students will always use their non-dominant hand with finger stretching so that they can write at the same time with their other hand. For example, if I'm left-handed, I would finger stretch with my right hand so that I could write with my left hand at the same time. Another tip is for early readers to make sure that we're using CVC words. CVC words are consonant, vowel, consonant, such as the word cat. We have a consonant at the beginning, a vowel in the middle, and a consonant at the end, so it's just a 3-letter word. You can also look up CVC words online for some examples of what to use. As your students get more advanced, they'll be able to do longer words. One final tip is to use some nonsense words when practicing finger stretching with your decoders to make sure they're not memorizing each word. Thank you for watching this episode of Decode's Concept Corner, and be sure to stay tuned for our next episode on closed syllables.